Welcome to the first and last stream of this Friday night. Can you hear me? And can you hear the music? And is it balanced? Let's just make sure that's the microphone. Mic. Cool, because Streamlabs likes to change settings while I sleep. Good. I've got music blasting in my ears. Not sure's here. My friend may also drop in, and who knows if Addy will drop in. Maybe we will get some unknown visitors tonight. Welcome to 87.9 FM, Pink Pill Radio. Pink Pill FM, actually. Mackenzie, hello. Welcome to the stream. I'd ask you to donate, but we're not monetized, so, you know. Although, I do have a Patreon now. Link in the description. If it's too dark, I can put a side light on. However, we are in space. And space is dark, so deal with it. So, what we're doing tonight, we are making this little radio button, which needs to hook into the radio service. So when we hold down the radio button, in this case R, the R key, we want it to do a little animation, maybe, which is completely stolen from Cyberpunk. If you played that game, I've basically stolen the radio system from that. Just like many other things in this game. And if we get that working, we're going to work on a small player profile service, which at the moment is just going to allow the player to name themselves in the game. And maybe throughout text in the game, we can reference that. Ideas are fine, except the ones that are copyrighted. Correct. And as far as I know, nobody's copyrighted the radio system. This is where someone tells me someone's copyrighted the radio system. In Cyberpunk. Anyway. Radio station button. So I've made the button itself. It's not technically a button, it's just a key press. So we need it to respond to the key press, which means we need to hook it into the radio service. Somehow. It needs a controller. Playership HUD. We can put it in here. In fact, I already started to do so. Somewhere. Up here. Radio slider. Get those copyright trolls out of here, no chance. And we'll get all 17 lawyers that I have on the case. 17. So radio station, that's just this. No, radio slider, that's just the slider. So when we init the HUD, we want to hook into the radio service, which will be available at all times because it's in the global managers scene. So let's hook into it here. We don't need comments. Come on, we don't need comments. Code is self-documenting. So radios. How do we want to do this? What we even hook it into? That would help, wouldn't it? We need to hook into something here. Let's get some private methods. If the code is too small on your screens, let me know and I can zoom in. Bit of zoom. any better. I'm just going to make the window itself a bit wider. Hopefully not overlapping the chat too much. Cool. So how do I do it for the I just want to toggle over that. Do we bother with animating the button right now? Place your hood. So basically, when we start radio activation and when we stop radio activation, I think we want to well, the thing with that is it sort of already is at that stage. However, you did make me realise that this should be like the key to press. So if I open this, let's change the actual image back to a text. So in this case it's going to be, no, not Z, it's going to be R. After radio, we need a way of saying this is the radio. We need a radio icon, maybe. Do we have anything that's even remotely close to a radio right now? I mean, if we could just put that back in. Let's move it behind the button. Yeah, it looks crap. We don't need that, we don't need that. 50! About that size. Let's not get too into that. That's like polish work that nobody wants to see. So let's remind ourselves of the functionality right now. Then again, copyright music indeed in this case. So we can hold the R key to bring up the menu and hide it. We can tap R to mute the radio and tap R again to bring it back in. We can play copyright music as well. Yeah, let's not play too much of that. What else do I want to do? That's technically, this is just polish, really. We could possibly do the player profile service, which is on the main menu. These songs, good thing I can show you how it's made. So the songs are up here. They are in a scriptable object, basically. So I have my 3 radio stations here, and I'm going to put all the songs related to that radio station in the same file. And up here we have a class called radio station, which is a scriptable object. Takes a name, image, logo, a list of audio clips for the tracks, total length, that's to do with something for the something in the radio service. I think it's basically when to play the next track, something like that. Just gonna undo that for a minute. Yeah. So yeah, this is basically a designer's dream. I don't know how well you can see that on stream, but up here we have the scriptable object. Obviously, we've got the station name and logo in there, list of tracks, and the intermission, which can be placed. You can move these around easily. So again, it's a designer's dream. So if I want the host to transition between one song to the next, I can just literally position it in the list here.
All right, that was Nimino. I only smoke when I drink. An absolute classic from the 21st century. I've always loved that one. It reminds me of when I used to drink myself unconscious at Club 400 on Jupiter Station. Anyway, up next is something that will make you want to jump into your spaceship and say, to hell with it all. Beastie Boys are up next.
Cue the next song. Yeah, and that's all just in this list. So at some point, I need some actual music made for the game, and I could do with some host voice acting as well. Who knows if that's going to be AI or not. I'd rather it wasn't, but, budgets. So, do we work on the play profile service? It's not really going to do anything right now. It might not be too interesting for the stream. I'm trying to think, what else do we have? So for the vertical slice switch, I'm hoping to get done for June, July, which is when I ideally want to start putting the game onto Steam, even though it's going to take like 1 or 2 years to actually release it. So here's my sort of list of things I want in the game for that vertical slice. So some AI stuff. We need an actual space station model. Trading is working. Quests. We've got a few quests in the game, but obviously it's just to start us off. Let me bring back this music. So in here we can roll the crew now as well. I know 1 or 2 of you may have seen that. We've got some placeholder artwork and actors from Star Trek. So I think in here, or maybe another screen after this, we have like a player detail screen where you can input your own name. You can input or select your own avatar. But this is like artwork heavy. It would be good to have an artist make us some stuff. Yeah, I think some people would do voice acting for free, in a limited capacity, I imagine. And it's finding them as well. You can always make a post on LinkedIn. I'm sure there'll be 1 or 2. What weapons do I have? Oh yeah, I'll revamp the weapon icons at the bottom left a bit as well. For some reason, the background panel has disappeared. Songs per radio station? Good question. It's a lot, but maybe 10. Obviously, it would cost a lot of money to have 10 songs for like even just 10 radio stations, obviously. A lot of it's probably going to be copyright-free music, found online, because there are generally some good songs out there that are free to use. Yeah, you don't want it to be too repetitive, but some good tracks in there. And the planet rings are not new. You may have just not seen them before. I've had them in for quite a while. The size and density of them varies as well. So we've got 2 quests. Oh, I thought we had 2 pirate quests, I should say. I thought we had more than that. I think Pirate Bounty is the new one. You know, I came onto this stream thinking I'll get these 2 things done, but now I'm thinking, no. They're either polished or a little bit tedious. So I'm open to suggestions. Thank you, not sure. Yes, hopefully when we get some proper 3D models and stuff in there, it'll look even better. Mackenzie, your chats are not popping up, are they not? Nothing's come through on the YouTube side. Just a moment. I don't know why your chats are not coming through. There's literally nothing I can do on my side, I don't think. You missed the old shooting sounds. You mean the pew pew? I think they're still in the project. But yeah. What do I actually have now for... Oh, that's not gonna work. What do I have now for cannons? Should target that. Oh, that actual pew pew sounds. Yeah, maybe I'll make it an option to do, you know, the goofy sounds. Oh, maybe I can just make the game moddable. You know, put your own sounds in for different weapons.
Sir, I'm afraid the shields are down.
I'm afraid the shields are down. Now, use of AI voiceover can work in certain places, especially if the person speaking is an AI, which, you know, this is the year 2399. There's going to be AI entities. I need to work on a death sequence as well. In fact, let's see how quickly we may be able to do that. So ship base, we want the ship instance. Yeah, enemy NPCs a little better, just because I give them a little bit of avoidance of other ships. If they're too close to another ship on either side, left and right, they'll move out of the way a little bit. Mackenzie says, need an Amelia cameo somewhere in the game. Probably. Maybe we can get the British flag on your ships. The American flag, you know, just poking out the back of the tail. Weapon upgrades. I'm just about happy with how the weapon system is at the moment. I don't know if weapon upgrades would kill it. I mean, I can have a little look. Move this over here. I mean, upgrades, sure, on a base level, it's just increased the number. Bigger number, bigger boom. But we'll see. So what did I come here for? Ship instance, when the ship is destroyed. More importantly, if it's the player ship, we want to do something else. So, do damage. What happens in here? If this object is dead, we don't want that to happen if it's the player ship. If the player ship dies, do we want it to be a global event? Yeah. But we don't want it to do anything quest related, I don't think. So if it's not player controlled, we want to consider tracking the event. Unless we have a quest that basically says, kill yourself. Did I just say that? Am I banned from YouTube now? I'm sorry, YouTube. Anyway, if I don't live stream again, you know what happened. So we instantiate the explosion, yeah, that's fine. We may drop a pod, but only if we're not the player ship. So pop that in there as well. Get rid of that. And just before we destroy this object, we want to spawn escape pods if we're the player. So take controls. Area effect weapons. Yes. Absolutely. Not only will it be an area of effect damage, I think I'll add some force in there, you know, like pushes them away from the explosion point. We could do that now, I think. But so with the current targeting system, we still need to target something, a ship, to shoot towards. Do we just keep that, and when it impacts with that ship you've targeted, you know, then it does the area of effect? That would get it up and running pretty quick. Because we don't currently have the ability to sort of target a point in space. It has to be a ship currently. Yes. So we can do that. Let me make this a to-do. Let's head to the weapons. It's gonna be a bullet type missile torpedo cannon. We need to. Let's move the cannons into there so it doesn't confuse me. Crew gets spaced. I don't know enough about Among Us to know what you mean, but if the player ship blows up, you basically get jettisoned into an escape pod with your crew, and then you fly towards the nearest space station, and you can either buy a new ship or possibly sort of pay to get the one that was just destroyed back. Details to be confirmed. Should the... what do we call it? What do we call this area of effect weapon? I wouldn't say it's an EMP. We can do an EMP, but that's not where I want to start. I just want something that blows up and pushes everything in the nearby area outwards. So what would we call that? A torpedo with a blast radius. Yeah. Because we already have the torpedoes. We already have the torpedo system working. Yeah, it is a type. Yeah, it just does something else when it explodes. Yeah. Let's do a new folder just to keep things organized. Oh, again, what would we call the weapon? I don't know. Does it have to be a different prefab, or can we... So the torpedo is a guided missile. We could also expand the guided missile class. Well, we could inherit from that. But in terms of class names, what would we call this? Or do we just extend the functionality of the guided missile? Like, let's have another public serialized field, for example. Which says area of effect. AoE radius. Serialized field. Yeah, I do like inheritance for stuff like this. I'm just thinking, do we need it? Hang on. So I think the only thing that's really shared between all guided missiles is the movement code here. And maybe we make this virtual. Can we? Okay, let's inherit this. What do we call the new class that will handle the AoE of a guided missile? Very important moment. snake case. It depends on context. Depends where we're using it. Torpedo with AoE. I don't really like that for a class name. Consult the grok. I'll use the AI I'm paying for. So what can I call an area of effect? Guided missile. Guided missile. Other than guided missile. Proximity missile, blast missile, concussion missile, cluster missile. No, they're too specific. Seeker bomb. Nope. Homing? No. That's... Tempest missile launcher. I mean, that's good for a specific name, like a player-facing name. Splash torpedo, blast torpedo. Tempest missile is good for a player-facing name. But yeah, this is literally the class. AoE torpedo, I was thinking that, or something similar. AoE missile. Oh, it helps if it selects it. AoE missile. Maybe. Projectile. Or projectile AoE or AoE projectile. This is why programmers get nothing done. We're just naming things. Or trying to. AoE projectile. For now. Perhaps. Projectile. Let's try to move on. Fine. Fine, I think I agree. Let's change the file name as well. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if we'll even need projectile at any point because the guided missile pretty much does it. I mean, I could argue that the guided missile is all we needed. And we just edit that a little bit. But let's give it a go. Let's keep it. No, we're sticking with project. We're sticking with missile, not projectile. You'd have to donate a lot of money for me to change that. That's not a hint. I'm joking. So we want to override this because we still want to actually run the fixed update in the base method. Oh god. Oh, please stop automatically correcting what I'm writing. Oh my god. Okay, public override. Can we make that protected? No, we can't. It's fine. So base fixed update. This is VS Community. Yes, it's VS Community version 2026 or 18. Don't ask. So if I look at Visual Studio Installer, the version is 18 point whatever, but it's 2026. Right, so what do we want the projectile to do? I think we already started it here. Let's bring those over. And obviously, we don't need that, do we? Because it's obviously going to be an AoE if it's using the AoE class. So radius, let's do force. So we want radius and force, yes. Let's give it like a bit of a stupid number to start with. Now we basically need to override what happens when it explodes. And I think that happens in Bullet. It must happen in Bullet. In here, try to do damage. Collision enter does nothing. Yes, our force field, yes. That's the plan, and visually we want the visual force field as well as like on the physics side. So that'll be interesting to make. I wonder if I can reuse a shader I already have for that. It might not look great, but I can reuse something. So if this bullet, we try to do damage, do we? And then what happens? Destroy source. If destroy source, we disable ourselves. What's it called? Another method we can override in here. The warping shader. For a sphere? No. That's just two particle effects. Unless you mean like the circle bit, but on the flat surface and for the disc. Yeah, maybe. We can have fun. We can have fun with that particle effect. But I'm also thinking literally a sphere that expands in size with a shader applied to it, so it looks like a force field, and then we can add one or two particle effects on top of it as well. So that might look cool. And some shaders can like warp the sphere as well, whatever's inside it. So that'll be one to look for as well. Don't know how easy that is. So everything looks a bit distorted inside it. In fact, I think I already have a shader that does that. So let's make a new method in here. It's probably good. It'll have to be public. Public, virtual, not on destroy. That's a Unity method. And we don't even destroy it. We disable it. On bullet. let's just keep the naming going. On bullet destroy. So, oops. On bullet destroy, let's call that here. Let's move this into here. Save projectile. We want to override this. Base that on bullet destroy. What you complaining for? Cannot change access modifier when overriding public. Okay. If you want to be fussy about it. So this is where the magic happens. Have a void. I'm just going to have to do a few things here. I think we need a coroutine one way or another. Yet to be confirmed. Do AoE. Let's see what Copilot suggests here. We don't want to wait on that really. Although direction, add force. Okay, yeah. That is what I would do pretty much. Get all the nearby rigid bodies, add a force to them. Although it shouldn't apply to things like space station. What do we want it to? We want it to apply it to ships. Maybe not collectible drops, drop pods, asteroids. I'd like to see asteroids get shoot, blown away. Yeah, accidentally shift the orbit of a planet. Yeah, that would be interesting. Might break the game a little bit. Well, especially the space station. You can't reach it. I also want that to be non-alloc. Overlap sphere, non-alloc. Please, thank you. That's going to be an int. Hits. Have I done it wrong? From there to radius, and then it is to output. Yep. Out. Colliders. Layer mask. Layer mask. We can use the layer mask to determine that, so that is good. That is perfect use of a layer mask. Let's do it. Whoa, let's not do that. AoE affected layer masks. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Yes. AoE affected layer masks. Okay, so now we don't need to worry about what it's going to interact with. We can just define that with the layers. What the hell are you complaining about? Excuse me. Okay. Okay. Collider. Yeah, of course. Now, a maximum amount of let's cache it as well for performance, otherwise we don't want to leak RAM, do we? Otherwise we'd have to put more RAM into it. Colliders. Yeah, maximum amount of collisions. Let's go crazy with like 128. If we have a bunch of little objects floating around when this explodes, bye bye. And that should actually be the private properties line. Read only. Come on. Do it for me, will you? Fine. Private read only. $128. Let's 64. Let's be reasonable. So now that will fill that up. And then we iterate through all the colliders. Oh dear, not quite like that. Let's do a for loop. That's some hits. Try damage. No, don't do that. For each hit we have, yeah, colliders. I try get components. Rigid body. Well, let's just move this, shall we? It's already done for us. Collider. Let's do this. Collider I. Thank you. Get rid of that. So the actual force application will be immediate. So let's change how this works. Private void. Apply AoE force. Excuse me. Oh. Yes, the block dance. Just think of the fun we could have without the copyrighted music. Yeah, I mean, on the other on Addy's stream, he added a GIF, didn't he? But it doesn't animate. Does Twitch even do that? Does Twitch allow GIFs to actually GIF in the chat? Can't remember. Right, apply AoE force, and then we'd obviously want to apply damage. AoE force and radius. That's a good point. What kind of damage do we want to do for this? So like the bullets damage times no. Bullet damage plus radius times force, maybe? That the kind of maths we want to do here? Addy's in the house. Don't delete that. Instead, you go to edit, project settings, matrix, options, configuration, data folder, bloom, mono, island, check doctors. Oh wow. That's too much, Addy. That's too much. Somebody needs to ban that guy. Thank you, not sure. Thank you. Okay. Lost track now. We apply the force. We want to calculate damage. We also want to do that for these, so we basically want to do it in here. So try to get the damage handler. Thank you very much. Can we ban at Matthew Vales? Yeah, sure. Where is the end stream button? forever banned from streaming. So if we get a damage handler, which ships should have, asteroids should have, we apply damage, and that damage is going to be a brand new value. Force damage. So we're going to do damage plus, let's try AoE radius. Oh no. We should get the distance between the ship and the origin point. So the closer it is to the explosion, the more damage it will do. So if you're on the edge of it, it won't do as much. No worries, Eddie. Never heard of the pit. But I hope you enjoy it. So we need another value here. We need vector 3. Not sure, is that like the equivalent of deleting System 32? Just delete the whole drive. I'm somewhat familiar with Linux commands, but not completely. Distance to origin. No. Distance to explosion point. It is. Cool. What's closest point? I'm going to trust AI on that one a bit, because we are accessing the collider. Closest point to... What? Transform... Take the transform. From this transform with the damage... No. What? Interesting. Oh no, we don't have that information there. We don't. I don't think that's going to do what I think it does. Collider transform. What's the transform handle? I have no idea. Transform to position. Take away the bullet's transform position. So damage plus or multiplied. Do we multiply? I think multiply makes more sense. Do we need magnitude? I don't know. I'm not the maths expert here. Now we have force. Is that... I don't think we need to... Let's see how much damage actually does, and we can adjust from there. So let's have a quick sanity check before we test this. In fact, we can't test it because we don't have any weapons set up for this. Did I not make a fresh folder? AoE projectile. Is that... Oh, we're really calling it that. Let's dupe this for a moment. Where's it gone? Oh my god. Right, what do we call this projectile? Because it is a new weapon, essentially. It is. I'll fix it. I mean, the quickest way to test this is to use the existing torpedo weapon. Oh, damn it. No, yeah, that's fine. Let's just rename it to something. AoE torpedo, sure. So it's basically the same as the torpedo, we just put the projectile AoE onto it instead. Let's copy these over for a moment. Oh, let's go in there. Right. Get rid of that. AoE radius is 10. Let's visualize that. Sphere. 10 might be way too much, actually. Ooh, I just realized that's 0.5. So that doubles. Oh my god, that doubles it. Right, we need to change that. The mesh, the visuals of the torpedo should be separate. Visuals. So I can move these into the visuals object. Okay, cool. So we can remove that. Why do we have an offset? Who's out of line? Oh, the sphere is, of course. Okay, that's fine. Move that up. And the sphere, this is the AoE sphere, or bubble, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't need a sphere collider, despite what you may think, because that is handled here. Let's make the sphere like actually visible. So if it is a scale of 10, it's going to be that big. Yep. So that's the size of the torpedo, and that's the radius. So no, actually, when everything's at scale, it might actually need to be bigger. Let's see if we have a shader that will work for this already. It's going to be like custom ones. The planet one might be interesting only in the sense of the rim that goes around. I'm sure I had one more that... no, I don't. Warpgate rings. Hard sci-fi or more fantasy? I'm probably going to have some made up minerals. I mean, I already do, like lithium is like the ore for creating batteries. Not complete fantasy and not complete sci-fi, if that makes sense. You know, somewhere in between. Lydium torpedo, it charges. You shoot enemy ships with Lydium torpedo and it just charges their shields. Because Lydium is for batteries. I'm sure I had a freaking shader for this. Maybe I deleted it. What the hell is that? Oh. I may have to make a new shader for this. I'll find one. Torpedo. No, what gate rings? I don't know what this is. Or why. That's just a standard render pipeline material. No. Oh, that's it. I mean, it looks terrible, but that's what it is. Shader warp ball. That's the one I was messing with. And I don't think I use it for ships warping in. So let's modify it a little bit. We can't modify it because reasons. Oh, come on. Recast. Custom function. Yeah, that's kind of the idea, at least on a visual level. I'm just wondering why I can't modify any of these values right now. It is custom. Oh, hang on. Oh, I was selecting the wrong one. So kind of like this. 0.6 maybe. You can change how much it sort of glows on the outside and on the inside. Let's bring that up a bit. Change the color of it. Let's leave it there for now. Although it's black in the middle, whereas we want it to be a like transparent, really. I can't remember what this is doing. Black hole mask. It doesn't even do what it was meant to do originally, so. Or does it? Let's go into the test scene for a second. Ignore the pink pill. Let's. We already have one. I knew I worked on this at some point. Yeah, I saw that too, not sure. I'm on thin ice. Right, sphere. Just get the basic sphere. Let's intersect it with something. Okay. So you can. It kind of fades into it, but a little bit. What the hell? Oh, I remember that, yeah. It had promised this shader. Right, let's try again. So it's gonna go a bit like that. .5. See how it kind of fades the whatever's inside the sphere. It's not perfect. Torpedo is orange, so let's keep an orange sphere for the explosion, maybe. So if we just sort of simulate this for a second, it's going to go. It'll have a better sound effect than that, but yeah. Like that. I don't know. I'm not too happy with it. I mean, I'll probably just a new shader from scratch for this. Maybe we don't even use this. Maybe we just use a particle effect. God damn it, not sure. That's what you said ages ago, wasn't it? So let's go here. Let's disable that for now. Core VFX. No. Well, how do we want to do this? So currently it will apply the force and just immediately destroy which is fine. That means no wait, why do we override fixed update again? No need currently. Number one, make a quick version that works. Yes. Yes. I forget about it for a while. Forget about it for a long while. So okay, no, I know. I'm with it. Audio object prefab, so it spawns this, right? Timed object disabler. Yeah, that's just the natural life cycle of a developer, right? So when the torpedo hits and explodes, it spawns this torpedo hit VFX. And I'm going to copy that and turn that into the explosion for the AoE. So AoE torpedo hit VFX, sure. Now, why does that say audio object prefab? You know what? It's fine. Let's put that in here instead, and let's modify this. So this is the current VFX for torpedo hitting something, which is quite nice actually, I think. Slow it down. Yeah. It's only a small effect though. I might make it a bit bigger. But how can we modify this to be more of a AoE effect? Yeah, it does need to be bigger. How long does it last? 1 second. Yeah. Right, start size 5.6. Can't just scale this up, can we? Not quite. Right, 5, 6. Cluster bombs with AoE. Oh god. That'll be a lot of damage. Probably. Alright, so what are these? 1, 2. They're the small pieces, yeah. Also. Make it last longer with a larger speed. 10, 15, making them a tiny bit bigger. Like 1.2. What's the ripple? Which one's the ripple? Oh, the circle thing. Yeah. The no hologram if the US does it. Okay, it is a bigger explosion, but I do also kind of want that sphere that expands. Let's just see if the whole thing works anyway to start with, shall we? I think we need to apply that to ship components. Which one? Current missile, torpedo. So this one, torpedo. No, what? No, that's the weapon itself. Which we do want. So let's change this to AoE torpedo. And the AoE torpedo should do AoE damage. Let's find out if it works. We should see damage numbers appearing for ships in the same area. We should see a bigger explosion. And we should see the ships and whatever else is nearby fly off a little bit. Or at least get pushed away. Let's find some pirates. Darn them. We don't have torpedoes. 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 That's random generation for you. Okay, now we have 2 torpedoes. Right, pirates, where are you? Test from a distance. Come on, a little bit closer. Maybe we should have debugged the size of the radius. Yeah, that did nothing. Well, the explosion's bigger, but it is not
I'm afraid the shields are down.
It is not impacting anything else. So. I guess we need to make sure this even runs. It should. So we override it, so that should get called, right? Am I missing something? It's called there. Overlap sphere and on alloc. Also, do we need to clear the collider list array, or does that automatically override? I think it. Ah ha ha ha! We used a layer mask, didn't we? We said, oh, we'll only affect these layer masks. Do you know what I didn't do? Assign them. We want to affect ships. We want to affect. Oh dear. Collectibles. We didn't set the layer mask. No. Why didn't you tell me that? I'm not sure. You know, you had like 5 minutes to tell me. What are asteroids classed as? They are constructions. Great, that's not what we want. We might need to make a separate layer for these, because it's not a construction. Collectible? Can't click collectibles. Because do you know what else is a construction? A space station, and we don't want to push a space station away. Yeah, you mean what I just did? Or do you mean the game object layer itself? You can only select one from there. I mean, asteroids are not constructions anyway, so let's make it make sense. Oh yeah, basically yeah. We could do a new layer for asteroids, but that might mean a bit more work somewhere else. I could just make them ship on the ship layer for the moment. Oh dear. Construction. On these three up. Right, I don't want them to be on the ship layer, but let's just work with that for a moment. It's okay to move the space station. It's one hell of a explosion. So ships and collectibles. Yeah, that's about it, right? Let's try again. Here we go. And of course I shoot them when there's nobody else around. Why is there only 2 ships? Come on, give me a good spawn. Now I don't have the weapon. Okay, I got one there. Come on, spawn at least a few to test this for me. 3 ships? Let's bring them to the asteroid field. There's no sound in space. Addy! Go back to your show. We don't want, God, I don't know. Imagine making a game with like literally no sound because it's in space. It's realistic, guys. We didn't have to pay for a musician or anything. There's no music in space. Come on, let's get you over towards the asteroid field. No boat mechanics yet, no. And I don't think I've got the skill to do a boat mechanic description, you know. Alright, let's see what happens. Let's bring him into this slightly more dense area of asteroids. Sea nomads. What, like pirates? Okay, here we go. Hopefully. Come on, reload. Whoa! Wow, that. Okay, I don't know if that was loud for you guys, but that really, that was loud for me. Jesus. Also, why have they all dropped multiple drop pods? Shall we see if it works on asteroids as well? Hopefully it doesn't deafen me this time. No, it did not. It did not work on asteroids for some reason. Okay. Force damage. Direction. Okay, why? It should. It should have done that, right? Oh, so that was way too much. What did we do wrong? St. Aveline, Space Nomads, Beach Volleyball Adventure, Flavor Pop the game, finally see Nomads. It's the never-ending trilogy. Yeah, good one-shot weapon. Destroys the entire solar system. That's fine. We don't need that either. Oop. It seemed to... because it applied damage more than once. So we need a little bull check. Do damage. The space station. I need to include the constrictions layer for that. Although the space station doesn't have a damage handler, so it won't take damage or anything. But it does have a rigid body, so it might still get shot off into another system, out of the system. Shoot the star. The star has no collision, and obviously no health either. And you can't target it. You can't target the space station either. Planet Destroyer. Yeah, it really was. Air Destroyer as well. That was loud. So, I want to do a check here, just in case it... Oh my god, what are you doing? Fine. Come on, do it. Suggest it again. Oh my god. We don't want to destroy the ship or whatever it is multiple times. Oh my god. Absolute slander in chat. Oh my god. I'm not sure the prime, banhammer dude. He's run off. Yeah, what time is it? It's like 20 past midnight for me. What time is it for you guys? 7? Is it 7? Is it 7 o'clock? Or 8? I reckon he's gone for a snack. 8:70. Okay, but I don't understand why it's not applying to the asteroids. Asteroid has a rigid body, yeah? Of course it does, it moves. Let's see if that changes anything. Oh, we need to decrease the force a little bit. And that was on... yeah, it was a bit too much, wasn't it? Let's go to 30 maybe. Ship, collectible, and constructions. Affect those layers. Radius 10, I think, is fine. Well, it's a one-hit kill anyway. Let's bring these guys over here. I also think the shield effect should be a bit louder.
Anyway, sir, I'm afraid the shields are down.
The shields are down. Let's try targeting this first. Okay, it worked. However, it destroys the ships before it gets a chance to push them away, so we're doing way too much damage. At least it only kills them once this time, since we added that. Since we added this check, because we don't want to kill the same object multiple times in a row. That's what destroyed my ears 10 minutes ago, because it went through all of this multiple times. So decrease the damage. Do we change the math? Or do we just lower the damage of the weapon itself? Photon torpedo launcher base damage is 100. Ooh. That's half that. No, let's keep it at 100. Let's dramatically reduce the damn it. Right, first damage is the damage, base damage, which is in this case 100, times by the magnitude of the distance. Let's also multiply this by something. Damage multiplier. Yep, no worries at it. AoE damage multiplier. Let's put that to like 0.1. Not sure it's back in the house. So while you were away, I discovered the damage is so powerful that they don't even get a chance to be forced outwards away from the explosion. So they just die. Let's try again. Now I've lowered the values. Let's just make sure it's not a one-shot hit. It still is. Of course it is. I mean, well, there goes the cargo shots, you know. Maybe I wanted that. It's gone now. So again, I need to decrease the force value and the damage value. No, so it just applies it once. But this is the issue here, I think. So if I disabled that and just do the base damage, let's just make sure that works. Decrease with distance. That is what I was doing, so that's what this commented. You are absolutely correct. I'm doing it the other way around. Yeah. So how do we inverse that? Copilot, please. My math skills are not great. The closer the target is, and decrease as the distance to explosion point gets larger. Damage times 1 divided by a distance. Not sure is coming in with the maths. I'll let Copilot finish doing this thing for a second. What? Fall off value? That is fine tuning. So distance is this minus that. Fall off. Do we need the fall off? One take away distance divided by the radius. The force damage does not. Yeah. Keep the multiplier. That's fine. Force damage. Max radius. Yeah, the AoE radius is the max radius, basically. So if I keep this... Does that make sense to you? Damage times... well, I suppose this is the part you mentioned. No, what? It's one way of doing it, I guess. Maybe. I wonder if that sort of curves the value a bit. I don't know. Come on, pirates. I have a surprise for you. Alright, let's line up nicely. Okay, cool. I think the force value is clearly still too high, but it's not an insta-kill. How long does it take to reload? Oh my god. Okay, so they took damage, but they did not move. That force damage is ridiculous. Creating a battlefield. Basically, boss in the system traps you in a battlefield. So you have to fight your way back out? Yeah, I mean, because I will be implementing the story, there will be like story battles, which you can't just back out of, so kill two birds with that. Ship customization, that's gonna be a few late nights, I think, because obviously I'm just re-entering the scene at the moment to regenerate the ship to get the weapons I want. Whereas in the end, you start with random weapons, but I want you to be able to very quickly go into the space station and change your weapons. It's getting there. And thank you, hitting that now does that. Cool. Yeah, I suppose we could do that from a distance, maybe. Because at the moment, you just fly near the item, which I think is fine, but like if you're in a certain distance, it'll just... Yeah, I'm just thinking about that. So, currently they just sort of gravitate towards the ship. Do you think we should implement like a little line, not a full tractor beam, but you know, just a little, and we could have multiple of those, you know, for every collectible that's nearby. Like a little baby tractor beam is what I'm saying. Upgrade. Something feels weird about them explosions. Oh no, it's the ship. It's just because they look very similar. Right, I'm still not happy with this, exactly. Just one more tweak. Damage multiplier is 1. Do we... Let's remove that for a moment. Yeah. Yeah. So upgrades in the game will basically be you buy it from the shop and then you can go to the ship editor and plop it onto the ship. Well, I suppose that's just for components. Yeah. that and an upgrade system for existing components. Yeah, that's going to be tricky. This is complicated. What have we got? Oh yes, the missiles. Yeah, make it fun, but not too impossible to build. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if Addy is still there. Are you there, Addy? I don't know if you've seen my missiles. These ones. Terrible sound effect. Yeah, I think we could do that now. We could do the little baby tractor beam for the pickups. No more Addy. Addy's gone. Yeah. Satisfying, eh? Wonder if I can reuse the existing tractor beam for the mining, from the mining laser. So, let's close all of that. If we go to the ship, if I can press buttons correctly, ship base, ship components. Yeah, it's basically going to be a simplified version of that mining laser I have. Yeah. So, ship collectible grabber. So we already handle a good bunch of it. Let me just update the code style for this. Done. Suck distance, suck strength, grab distance, grab acceleration. We also now want how many do we want? Because there's no limit on how many items can be sort of entering the ship at the same time. So do we dynamically create them like a dynamic pool? Private list of game objects or a dictionary. I don't know why that is. Mine's not too bad. I wonder if it's because we have to, like, oh, I don't know. It's not just like flat, is it? Like the cheap flat ones you can get. Well, not necessarily cheap. I have a wireless keyboard somewhere that's practically flat. Too sensitive. Yeah. Yeah, I think so as well at times. I can easily go to type something, then I just a teeny tiny touch on a different letter and it's like, whoa, you pressed it. Line renderer. line renderer pool. New. I'm just thinking, how long have I been live? Doesn't say. I just there. Nearly 2 hours, 1 hour 50 minutes. So, not sure. Do you want to transfer into a Patreon only stream with copyright music? Or should we hang here for 10-15 minutes? By the way, guys, Patreon link in the description below. You'll gain access to behind the scenes stuff, like more so than what I'm streaming at the moment. And I'll also take in a bunch of feedback, so you can actively decide what happens with the game. Sorry, I'm really confused as to how that formatting happened then. Right, to player. You have to go to a few. No worries, no worries. Let's see if I can get this done. Objects in range. So. So we do want it in here. Right. For each line renderer pool. You already have an eye. Of course we do. All at once. That's currently how it works. I, have to do more work, probably for one at a time. Right. iRender pool, iRender enabled. This is going to be true. We need to set its positions. iRender pool. Set position of 0. It's going to be. Yes. 1, 0 is going to be the ship. Transform. Do we not cache the transform? Yes, we do. Transform position. If something is far, you can click on it to select it. And do what? You mean like click it to select it and drag it in? So still want distance to be a factor. So distance could be a thing for your, tractor beam. Long range tractor beam. Maybe. Wait, why do we need... Do we even want a line renderer? Maybe like a faint one. We also need to disable it if... Oh God. No, we don't want to do that. That will set them all to the same position, obviously. Hit colliders. Hit colliders. One for each hit collider. Pull more line renders if needed. So if the line control count So Klein. What a name. We don't care about most of that. So for each line renderer, less than. Oh, do we need equals? I don't know. Try less than first. If it's less than, for each. Less than or equal, yeah. Suckline, Jesus Christ. Let's change that name. Grab line, that's a bit better. Add component to the grabber. Yes, that's fine. It will have two positions. Start width. I might want to change that. Material. Oh, I can apply that. Yeah. Grabber line material. That's not the best way to do that. You could ask AI just to do it that way. Dynamically adjust the pool size of the grab lines. Yeah, well, I may not fix it, but just I know what to do in my head, but like converting that to code, sometimes it's just dynamically adjust the pool size of the grab lines and iterate over each cargo pod found and connect each line to the cargo pod. I've got some new ambient lights in the background. I don't know if you can see that blue light back there. We can can change the colour, we can go crazy, we can get a real party going on in here. Back to blue. I also got some LEDs in front of me as well. I can change that colour, we can get a 10 out of 10 ambience. It'd be good if they all responded to the music I'm playing, and then it would just be kicking off. It'd be an absolute rave session in the basement. I have no idea if my flatmate's home. Literally underground music down in the basement. Active lines 0. Active lines. I'm gonna trust AI. Maybe. Sure. Yes, cat DJ. Cat DJ. I know exactly which GIF you're talking about. The cat with a DJ. We just need a material. Which one do I use for? Oh, God. Bullet trail? No. It's a line. Which one do I use? Mining beam. Yes, there we go. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. The teleport shader in Polyskies. The one where they transport between islands, or the one on the portal itself? I think you mean the transport one. Transport. Yeah. Just get a couple of interesting weapons. Cannons are nice, but I don't know. Oh God, I'm surrounded. Oh, and it's an ambush. Oh, at least they can shoot each other if they're in between. Boom, he's dropped. Let's see if this works. Probably not. No, absolutely not.
Sir, I'm afraid the shields are down.
Absolutely nothing. All this code for nothing to happen. I mean, I like the fact you can just warp away. Plus, if you zoom out, so imagine this is this fight in the middle. That's just NPCs, AI, and you're like on the opposite side of the system. You can see it happening in the distance when you zoom out like this, and then you can go over there, join in, or just pick up the scraps. Oh, this is terrible. And why does it not work? Where's me ship? This one. Yeah, I'd blame. I would say, "Oh, hey, Addy, how you doing? Welcome back." Who is ever an official on Guild? Good question. No idea. Probably someone in your Discord, but who knows? I don't know who. Oh no, it's gonna be this, isn't it? Collectible grabber. What's going on? Get objects in range. We need to destroy more. I need to see if it even works. If it adds line renderer to the ship base, then I'm gonna die. Come on. Doesn't add to that at all. See you later, not sure. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be stopping the stream myself in a few moments. I'm just trying to... That's loud. I'm just trying to see what's going on with this. I know, Addy. It's like ships passing in the night. Nothing could happen. Happens after 9 PM. God damn it, Addy. It's 1 AM here, and it's, you know, party time. We've got monkey music. Not dark. Is it dark monkey? It's dark monkey music. We've got the LEDs in the background. Boom. Yeah, it's Friday night, Addy. 1 AM. Ah, we're good. Legal. You know what? We have free will. It doesn't always feel like it, but we have free will. It's enabled, but it's dead now. Line renderer pool.count is less than hit colliders. Well, yeah, by default. For each eye is less than hit colliders, so that should be triggering, right? This guy's worked well. To be fair, a bit of this is a mix of AI and me. Oh my God. Do we even have any hit colliders? That's what we want to know. We should, because it still works. Oh my God. No. But it still sucks them in. We just don't create the line renderer for some reason. Yeah, we use AI responsibly here. Promise. Yeah. I mean, about 10 minutes ago, just before you joined, this grab line was called the suck line. Let's not go there. So this works. The issue seems to be this. Because it is not creating... What was it before? New game object. No, we just want to add it to the existing game object. Let's try again. That was the AI generated part, so I won't be surprised if it didn't work. If that was the reason. We can test on these guys. We don't need pirates for this. Alright. No, stay still, stay still. Let's have a look. So we should see some... Oh my god, it's disabled. It's freaking disabled. Why is it disabled? Let me go in a bit. Does it use a trigger thing? No, it's still... What? How is it disabled? No, this is wrong. Oh, it's the wrong ship. My bad, my bad. Where the hell am I? Oh, here. Right, now it's the right ship. So we do have a line render attached. Can we try again, please? A bit closer. Okay, it's coming in. So the line render is enabled. It has two positions. That actually looks correct. However, it's not showing. Oh, wait a minute. We have an issue. We have an error. Get objects in range. Excuse me? It fails on 68. What, with position count? Even though it works. I'm going to ignore that for a moment. So why are you not visible? Oh, it's positioned in the same freaking position. For example, if I do that, no, it's still invisible. What the fuck? Oh, it's disabled. The hell is going on? Use world space, yes. Surely it's not this material. I'll use it for other line renders. No, it's not the material. Size?
Does math make you hear voices? Or if I asked,
Why are you invisible? Oh my god, why is the ship a context menu trigger? I disabled it. Right, okay. Oh my god. No, I've not heard of that one before already. I don't know, I don't trust it. Something about a junior engineer. Right, so... Right, we need to fix the ship. The ship should not be a context menu trigger layer. It should be the ship layer. I have no idea when I changed that. So that's hopefully fine now. The width. Keep those. Let's just try with the layer change. I saw your comment, Addy, on the GitHub. Develop a backstory for the disputed territory of the year. Ah, yes, I did forget about that. Yeah. Let's see if this works now. Yes. Good. It's bringing them in. Okay, now you should be able to do both at the same time. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. Come on. A bit closer. Come on. Oh my days. Oh my days. Look at that distance. Oh no, it's not even distance anymore. It's just broke. Why is it resetting the distance like that? Zoom away. That's fine. What happened here? Shit. Oh, is it line 68 again? What's with the position count? It's probably not that. Right. That's fine. Oh, it didn't seem to like it when I did two at the same time. Let's attack these both at the same time. Right, drag this one over to this one. Oh my god. Slowly. Slowly does it. See, that's the... Yeah, stop it. It kind of works, but then doesn't. So that at the point it connects, it should start dragging it in. And like when we get in the middle of them, it fails. Ooh. Drag this towards this. No, it's like when it tries to connect to the other one, it doesn't. It breaks the one it's already connected to. Thanks, Eddie. Yeah, a little bit of visual flair gone into it since. A couple of different weapon types. There's so much to do. I don't know if you saw the radio system I made as well. St. Aveline. Yeah, that fog. That FPS destroying fog. I've got the same fog. I've got the same fog here. I don't know if it's just my PC, but it doesn't seem to have the same effect. I think there's a more recent version of the volumetric fog as well, which might be worth trying out on St. Aveline. Yeah, just in case it has some performance improvements. We make too many line renderers, Jesus Christ. Line renderer pool. If it's less than the hit colliders, less than or equal to? I don't know. Line renderer pool count. Oh. Remove the equals to there? Possibly. Because we seem to be creating an extra line renderer all the time. Here we set positions. Let's increase the suck distance a little bit. Maybe I should change that name. Whoa, ambush. He implemented drag reordering of the inventory. It's a bit wonky. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a couple of ways to do that. I'll be interesting to see how he approached it. I'll have a quick look after this, actually. Look at these two spaceships dancing. Isn't that nice? Let's get some music going here for these guys. There we go. Oh, I see. It's a little party. It's a little space rodeo. Oh, programming in the morning. I might be in a comatose in the morning. You know how it is. Why not these dropping anything? Don't you tell me what to do, Addy. That's a good idea, though. I will go to sleep soon.
Sir, I'm afraid the shields are down.
The shields are down. On the road again. Let's just stop that for now. Right. If we move away from here, that's fine. It needs some fixing up, and them ships are still dancing. Yep, I'm off in a minute as well, Eddie. Thanks for stopping by. Sleep well. Okay, now let's see if I can drag both of these in at the same time. Probably not. No. Right, co-pilot, this is your fault, so let's try one more time. If it tries to drag 2 items, drag more than 1 item at a time, it breaks connection with the first item. Let's see what's going on here. Less than or equal to, and that does less than. Is it really just reversed what I had? Fine. Active lines. You already did that, right? What the fuck? Transform. Parent is transform. Right. Unless the less than or equal to change fixes it, you did nothing there. Let's find out. Right guys, if this works, stream's over. If it doesn't work, stream's over. Hoping to make some actual... I need to sit down and think about what I need to do this weekend on this game. There are so many things to do. I need to decide what is actually next. And then I can work on State of Dev 5, which will be fun to do. Oh, and now we don't have the line renderer showing. Of course we don't. Jesus. Ooh. You know it's AI because it doesn't bloody work. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to have a small break, refresh, and tackle this with a bit of focus before I go to bed. So, thank you very much for anyone that tuned in. And I will see you later. Bye bye.